This is very nice. You should stay here next time.
All right, thank you. Thank you for the recommendation. We got to change it up. We lost, so we usually change our hotels after we lose. So we got to change it up when we get there. All right, what we got? Glenn, you want to ask 4 questions here? What we got?
We got Bob on the call too, so.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, yeah, well, just kind of talk about,
There you go, Glenn. Get us started, baby.
Arkansas really seems to be, on a hot streak recently. They've taken down Alabama and a whole slew of really good teams. Just kind of talk about how well they're playing and what challenges they pose this go around, as opposed to what they did the first time.
No, they're playing. I mean, Arkansas, they're playing great. They're playing, I think better than anybody in our league right now, and they've done it consistently. I think they're guarding well. Smith coming back has really helped them. Smith didn't play against us in the first matchup. Davis has been a real menace defensively. I think he's a tremendous defender. One of, if not the best defenders in the league. He looks like Gary Payton out there, the way he guards. And so, they've got a complete team. They're well coached. They take away your strengths. Their kids get the scouting report into the game probably as good or better than anybody in the league. So it'll be a huge challenge. We got fortunate the first time. I know you look at the final score and stuff. They missed some layups. Davis missed a bunch of layups that he's been hitting in every other game. They missed some wide open threes. They didn't have Justin Smith. I mean, there was some fortune involved with that first game and how it went. And this one won't go. This one will be vastly different from that game.
Well, you mentioned the other night about closing out the halves. You guys have been really good in the 6-minute game at the end of games since you've been here. What is going on in the first half? I mean, that's been
terrible. We addressed it yesterday. We'll try to get it fixed. I mean, it was 21-6, I believe, against Georgia. It was 11-5 against Auburn. Even though we had a big lead, it had been 11-2 if Days doesn't hit the end of that 3 at the end of the half. It's been a bunch of different issues. And we're going about trying to attack them and fix them. It hadn't just been one thing each game. Georgia, it was really the offense and shot selection, and so we've gone about fixing it. We watched film on it yesterday. We spent time yesterday in practice on it. We'll spend time today in practice on it, and something we've got to get fixed.
Yeah, well, did you? I guess good explanation from SEC on why they scheduled Missouri on the road and just ignored the Florida home game, because they talked about having a road home balance in the schedule, but that doesn't seem like a road home balance.
No, but I mean, look, we're going to play who they tell us to play. We're going to Missouri, and that's just. I mean, look, it's a quad one game, and it's scheduled, and we're going to go play. I mean, that's part of it. So no, we hadn't had any discussions with them. We're going to go play at Missouri, and that's what they scheduled, and we'll be fired up and be ready to go to Columbia next Saturday. Kent's a little sick of the travel, though. He was complaining to me about 7 out of the last 10 on the road. He's tired of all the planes and everything. But I told Kent it'll be all right. We'll get him a good meal in Columbia. He'll be fine.
Yeah, well, the good thing about going to Columbia is you can get Shakespeare's pizza. So that'll be good.
I'll get that for Kent. I'll order him one.
Yeah, that's better than penicillin.
Bob, who's been in the league longer, you or Kent?
Well, Arkansas got in the league in 91, 92, so I think Kent's...
Oh, Kent's been, that's right. Yeah, you were in the Southwest Conference before that. How could I forget? I'm sorry. All right, fire away, buddy. What we got?
Well, specifically, how is because Arkansas just had that week from hell on the road. You guys blasted them, Alabama blasted them, but they haven't lost the conference game since then. How are they looking different to you now than they did then?
I think defensively, they're much improved. I think the kids are I'm not saying bought in more, but I mean they follow the scouting report and follow the direction of the coaches, and taking away the other team's strengths is better than anybody in our league. And so I think they're, I think the more you win, the more buy-in is the coaching term, but the more, just the more belief the guys have in everything. And I think they're playing with unbelievable belief, unbelievable confidence. And it's a credit to Coach Musselman and his staff. They've done a great job. And, that was a tough week. I mean, we got blown out by Alabama a little bit after that. That stuff's not even, you start staggering like that. It's not easy to recover. And Arkansas has done a phenomenal job of recovering, and I guess that weight vest practice worked, Bob.
Yeah, Eric said they went old school like his dad, and he said it might hurt him at Alabama, but it helped him in the long run. It's like, I guess he knew what he was doing there. And then Justin Smith, he came back that next game against Alabama, but he'd been off 2 weeks. His ankle still wasn't right. But what have you seen from him about what he's given them?
I mean, first off, you talk about him offensive rebounding. He's given them 3 offensive rebounds a game in SEC play. I think he's missed 4 games. Is that right, Bob? He missed 4 games, I believe. He's still taken the most 2s of anybody on the team, even though he's missed 4 games. He still leads them in 2-point field goal attempts. And so he's able to get the ball around the rim, whether it's off offensive rebounds, post moves, or his right-hand jump hook. He's a very good defender. He just brings a presence to him, a veteran presence, an older body. He's a very, very good player. He's obviously an extremely tough and committed team-first kid to come back as soon as he did from that injury.
I just got one more. Eric doesn't want to hear about NCAA seeds or brackets or whatever. You guys obviously are in a position to go to the tournament. How do you handle that with your team, and how big a win would this be on the road, the way Arkansas is playing, if you guys could get it just for seeding and positioning for the NCAA tournament?
Well, anytime it's, anytime you get a quad 1 opportunity, maybe I should talk to Coach Must to make sure he doesn't beat us by more than 10 so we could stay in the top 30 in the net if they beat us. So he can get a quad 1 win at home. But they're ways ahead of us, so they don't need all the help that we need. So, I mean, it'd obviously be a big win for us, a quad 1 road win over, one of the hottest teams. I consider Arkansas one of the hottest teams in the country, not just the conference. I mean, how many teams in the country have been on a winning streak like this? And so, I think it'd be a big feather in our cap. But we got a lot of work. We got a lot of work to do before then.
Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
Hey, well, I'm also just curious, just kind of what the strategy is or the approach is after a game. Earlier this week, it just really didn't go y'all's way at all. I mean, just what's your approach with the guys? Just kind of how they responded in the days since that.
Well, we sat around at a campfire and had s'mores together yesterday. That's pretty much how we prepared yesterday. It's been mixed. You got, listen, this is going to be a very, very challenging end to the season. And so, certainly there's some things I was not happy about with our energy, effort, enthusiasm, our spirit, that sort of thing. So those things need to be addressed. But we've also, when we're coming down the home stretch, we're positioned to finish strong. We've got to try to get one of these double byes in the tournament. That's goal number 1. Which we're going to need to win 2 out of these last 3 to do that, with 2 of the 3 being on the road. And so, we've got a tough road. We've got a tough road ahead of us there. But we've also, we've got to keep our guys fresh. We've got to keep our guys excited to play. That's a part of it too. This has been a grueling season, and when we leave for the SEC tournament, we're not coming back to Baton Rouge till our season's over. Like, we're going straight from there to whatever, NCAA, NIT, wherever we are. Like, we're staying in Nashville and going straight there. That's what they've asked us to do. So, we've got to keep, as I work for a guy, Oliver Purnell, we got to keep the happiness quotient high too. I know that sounds just lovey-dovey and anti, but it's the truth. This has been a grueling year, and we've got to make sure we strike the right balance between, hey, look, this stuff is unacceptable. This isn't to our standard. This is poor habits. This is not what we're about. But, we've also got to keep it light and keep it fun to where, everybody wants to show up to the gym every day and get back and get going.
Anything else? Okay, thank you, Will.
Thank you.
Or Bob, you got something?
Well, I guess, mathematically, you guys in Arkansas are still in the hunt for the SEC title. If Alabama can't win another one, Is that something you think about or talk about?
No. Arkansas's got a lot better mathematical shot than we do, Bob. So, no, we have not talked about that. We would be thrilled to come in second place.
Yeah, well, Arkansas is only a half game ahead because they played one fewer game, you know?
Right.
Well, you know, you would have won it or lost it, but, well, actually, they played the same as you, but they played one less than Alabama.
One less than Alabama, yeah.
Yeah, so it's confusing to me. I was never that good at math, but
Well,
you guys could still finish 13-5, right? If Alabama,
I don't think I think we're playing 17 games. I think us and Arkansas are both playing 17. Alabama may get to 18. I think. I don't know. I don't know. Look, I got people on my staff that worry about all that. I'm not exactly sure how it all works out. I know this. We need to win two out of our last 3 to lock in this double bye, and that's our goal every year, is to be one of the top 4 teams in the league, get the double bye, and if we do that, we're consistent. We're exactly where we want to be, and so we got to find a way to win 2 out of these next 3.
okay. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody. See you all tomorrow.
Got to use you as my